Well, hey guys. Hey Adam. Peter's first. Adam's third. What does it say that? Stupid thing. Dan Shed, good day. Mark Osborne, hello. Stuart Hingston, hello. Bill, good day. Mark Osborne, I said that. Mark Shed Talk, good day. Yeah, what's up? I'm not feeling it tonight. Sorry guys, that's it. Thanks for checking in, but I've had enough. No, it's not really like that. Metal Spindle, good day. I'm not feeling it this week. I've had a crap of a day at work, and I'm sort of sick of the hustle, but there's not much else you can do, so it's all go, really. Much to talk about, probably. I don't know, really. There's don't know where we even start. I've got stuff. I've been sort of cleaning up in here a little bit, so I have more floor space, and I've put stuff away and so forth and so on. Not yet, Dan. It's Gentleman Randy. G'day. Another phone on the bench? Yeah, probably. I'm having one of those days. Not having a good work week at all. But what have I done apart from work? This one sort of got a little bit of work. Finished this on the weekend. I think this is pretty cool. This is for sale. I think it's pretty awesome. I've got this on Facebook for sale. If anyone wants a bespoke sign that can hang anywhere, I really haven't got a device that takes a decent picture of it, but it's blue, like a medium blue, nice medium blue, and it's colour called pearl on here, with a dark red or a bright red. And then this is orange, and this is light blue, and that's yellow. So in the green umbrella. So I'm going to move that on. I think I'd like to move that on. Hey, John. I think this is an excellent piece. I think everyone needs one. I don't know whether you felt that until you saw it, you didn't know you needed it, but there's always somewhere pretty good to put that up. Anyway, anyone wants a Christmas present for that weird friend, hit me up and I'll post it to you. $200 posted anywhere in Australia. Might ship it overseas if you really twist my arm. Hey, Kevin. Anyway, that's something I did this weekend. In all my spare time. That's one thing. In the middle of the cleaning up, found this bag. Yes, very good picture of the video of the flexi chuck, John. Really enjoyed that. Good video. Thanks, John. Found this bag, right, which is abrasive paper, 28 mil wide or something like that, and most of it's chopped out of sheets. So some of it's 280 and some of it's 230 long. It feels like it'd be very useful, and I don't think it cost me anything. A friend gave it to me. There's a bag of it. There's all different grits and stuff. So it's been sitting there and I thought I should do something about that. So I've got a prototype one of these, which I think is probably a very useful thing, a sand and block for it. So I've got another one printing as we speak. It's sort of the right width and stuff. And this one too, the nut sticks out the bottom, which means it's not flat. So I'm printing another one, but I think that might be a fairly useful thing for even deburring and stuff. So that's something I did, was just CAD this up sort of in a rush and did that. I think it'd be alright. It's got an M5 bolt and a nut and the captive nut in the bottom. Job's done. Another one printing in some work parts as well, so we'll get onto that. This one here is finished. It's got a coat of varnish on it, final coat. It's all ready to go. I think I may have said that last week. It was probably finished last week, was it? Yeah, all done. So that's nice, ready to go. So that's, I'm feeling, it's not terrible. It's very difficult. I find it very difficult to take pictures of artwork that are sort of half presentable. I really don't know. With the available lighting and available location and available equipment. But it might need a ring light or something, I think, maybe. I don't know. Still thinking about that. Haven't really cleaned up much, but there is floor space down here where there wasn't, which is very good. I found this box, right? And I had this feeling, right, that this box, which I think is a cinema film box, probably, originally, takes a pair of cinema rolls. It's wooden and it's covered in something. It's got decent hardware on it. Thought these two lamps would go in there. So we're going to plan B because they don't go in there. Don't fit. Not a thing. By quite a lot. It's quite a lot too small. So it would have been really good to drop them in there and make sort of some sort of captive system in them, and thought that'd be a really good idea to have them put away out of the dust and easy to transport and pick up and stuff. Doesn't work. So they don't go in there. That's something it's a conclusion that I've reached. On further investigation of this, I've had this box sitting here for 12 months thinking that that's what I was going to use it for. And it's a bit disappointing to find out they don't. So on further investigation, they don't work. Nice box. If anyone's got any sort of thoughts about what I can use this box for. Oh my God, you bought that lamp. Anyone has any idea what I use this box for? I'm pretty happy to hear. I might just put a coat of paint on it and plug it on Marketplace or something. I'm not sure that it's for cinnamon rolls, but probably cinema rolls. This is much. I could put this away over here now. This has still got some sort of work to go, but what I like about this is that when I go in the cupboard here, you can't actually see what's in here. but it's quite a lot better than it was. Anyway. Found this box. There's some very cool stuff in this box. Didn't know I even had it. There's a Bethlehem 5 Sparkplug box. If anyone's interested in old plugs, it's a KLG box. And there's a Pyrox box that's probably got a plug in it. Dan was thinking about that. If you've got ideas, don't start that. It's a Pyrox, which is an Australian plug. Very cool. So I found this box of plugs, which I forgot were here. J6J outboard plug or something. Some of this stuff. There's an Olympic. There's an Australian made one. Made in Australia. Don't know who's interested in spark plugs. There's a Leggett's. There's another Australian plug. Probably should put some of these on display. That one I would imagine is probably a Baru, which is Polish or Czechoslovakian Czech, I think. That one's a Champion 8.com with a black writing. Bit rough. It's a very cool one. It's called a Ring. It's blue. Anyway, I was looking at these and thought at some point I'm going to go back and look through these and see what's here. But I've got no idea. There's a glow plug that probably fits something. 1/2-inch gas. With the coil missing. Canadian Champion. Got no idea what's in here really. But there's another Pyrox. There's a Lodge Marine plug packet. Wonder where the Lodge Marine plug is. There's a PAL Super made in Czechoslovakia. That's a pretty cool plug. An English Lodge, genuine Series 1 Land Rover equipment, probably something like that. There's a Holly High Performance spark plug. Holly Carburetor Company, Warren, Michigan. Look at that. Very cool. Big English KLG. Probably some of them are worth putting away. I don't know what's here really. There's an Ojust ring fire. No idea why it's a ring fire or anything else. It's definitely an Ojust ring fire. In pretty good condition. Patent pending. No, patent 1919. They actually got a patent on that. It's a nickel plate plug. So these are things you find in the cupboard when you're cleaning out. You forget we're there. Oh, there's a nice one. There's a Leggett's Super Dynamic. I didn't know I had that. It's a bit rough, but I've certainly, it's a Leggett's. It's an Australian made plug. Don't know. Anyway, there's a lot of cool stuff in there. That one's a Autolite resistor plug. Who needs to change the rings? Grind the valves. We've got a resistor plug. Give you a stronger spark. There's a Vesta. It's another Australian plug. So there's a lot of Australian stuff in here. A bit of American stuff. English stuff. There's an AC, a little 14mm. I'm reading the comments. I'm choosing not to comment. There's a couple of Canadian champions. 1.5 inch Gusta. There's this one. If anyone has any idea what on earth this is, hit me up. I believe that it's probably a decompressor tap for a spark plug hole. If you've got dual spark plug systems, you can put a decompressor in it. But I've got no idea why I have it or what it's for. It could be a decompressor for a homemade air compressor or something like that. Very likely. Anyway, so that's a quick look at that. I sort of thought someone might have been interested in them. I'm kind of interested in them. And probably there's some spaces up there in the cabinet that could be filled, but not very many. There's only 3 or 4 spaces in there. Some of these Australian ones could get cleaned up probably and put in there. And no, just ring fire we could probably nearly sell that. Choose the plug the experts choose the plug experts use. Instant power with an anchor on it. For correct type, yeah, that's an outboard plug, I would say. Anyway, that's cool. That's something else that I discovered and didn't have a chance to look through yesterday. Did some printing over the weekend because this probably needs to be got back to. So there's a pattern for the conrod which probably needs to be cast in something. And there's the governor yoke pattern which needs to clean up and another couple of coats of paint. But I think if we cast that in brass, then it'd probably machine all right. And there's the rocker. We can cast that up in brass too, and it'd probably be all right. So that's another job that I've done. That's with the little British the British little brother. Why is this flywheel a bit loose? Never used to be. I wonder if we put a here's a key. If we put a key in it. Got a wobble in it, so I don't know. I've had about 4 goes trying to get them right to start with. Not sure about that. It might be the key at the other side, I think. I'm not sure they're exactly the same. And this one's a tight. Maybe the flywheels are the wrong way around or something. But anyway, that's an observation. There's a fair bit of work in getting one of these up and running, I've discovered. So, next job on this really, I've been sort of looking at these, is to make a external hone out of this box of bits and an internal hone, and hone this and make a piston to fit in a conrod. And then we can start thinking about actually having some compression. And once we're there, the rest of the bits are probably fairly straightforward, a bit at a time. So that's where we're at with that. Went and bought a box of paint. Now, this is probably a good clickbait video because this is something paint companies don't want you to know about. But it's a real thing. Now, this is low sheen house paint, right? It's Hames, because Hames is good stuff, and I've got an account there. And they look after me because I buy a lot of stuff there. Mural paint, really nice. But this is random colours. This is blue. And this one's sort of off-whitish sort of a colour. Those two are grey. Double gravel, I think their colour's called. Sort of. So, and of course, some idiot at Hames who doesn't know how to open a tin of paint's bent the lid. But these are what are called mist tints or oops paint. You can get good deals on odd colours at Bunnings, or you can go to a specialist paint shop and you sort of say, well, I need to paint an extra 2 walls and I need some paint for it. What have you got in the mist tints? And if you go at the back, these are generally very close to what they're supposed to be. So they're all trendy colours. They're all cool colours. But they're mist tints, which generally means that it's on the wrong tint base, or someone's dialed a number in wrong. If so, it's completely wrong, or it just doesn't match the rest of the batch for some reason. Generally, if someone puts, like, if this is tinted on a dark tint base, or extra dark, see, rather than a light tint base or a white, like a light tint base, then you'll end up with a completely different colour. Still a cool colour, but it's pretty bright. It's too bright for inside, really. So, if you go and ask, this stuff I pay $2.20 a litre for. So there's $10 worth of paint in there. You're sort of limited to the colours, but if you're painting a room or a wall in a room, or you want to give the place a facelift, you can buy 10 litres of a fairly nice colour, and it'll cost you about $25. So if you're painting a house, that's the way to do it. Go and get some mist tint paint. And they'll open it and show you what colour it is and all that stuff. And quite often it's got a paint mark on the lid, so you know what it is. I would say that someone's probably ordered this and not picked it up, because if we look at this colour, it's all seems to be mixed correctly, except there's no label on this. There's one on the other one, but this is double gravel, so it's a gravel grey, but double tint, so it's twice as dark or twice as intense. Not a very useful colour really for most interior jobs, but very handy if you're painting murals. So that's something. So mist tints are definitely a thing. Is a bargain way to paint anything. You would probably paint basically the whole interior of a house for about $100 on this stuff, compared to $700 to $1,000 probably on proper paint, if you're fussy about the colour. But mean, 10 litre of low shank house paint is, interior house paint is probably 60 to $80 now. So, there we go. Not a bargain until you've got a use for them, but there's 4 tins of paint there, which I may have a use for. And a lot of other stuff too. A lot of this is... See, there are bargains at Bunnings, like this one. $9.90 for one of these sample tins. This isn't particularly this British paint stuff, or this Dulux stuff. It's sort of sample paint. It's not that fancy. I think Dulux actually really is real paint. $9.90 for one of these. $3 for the Orps one that's been mistinted. Not that anyone's particularly interested. That one's Dulux. This British paint ones, this is just rubbish, but they're about that price. Yeah, blisters after 2 years. That's right, Splinter. It's not crazy good. The Haim sample is real paint. I believe that. That's pretty good stuff. I think that's actual, like a sample size, but it's actual same stuff as the proper paint. So don't mind Haim stuff at all. Anyway, that's something else I did this weekend. Spent a whole $10 on paint. I bought a tin of thinners too. Is that it? No, that's the empty one. I think there was another tin somewhere I got. Don't know where that went. Because hot weather, it's been stinking hot, and some brush and thinners are pretty useful. What else? Went up, picked up this on Sunday. I think Sunday, was it? Something like that. Which is a sandwich board, or a A-frame board, sign board, which is the next job. Right, which is two boards of a similar sort of style to that one. Got 2 of them, a little bit different, a bit steampunky. You saw the umbrella last week, the windmill, yeah. So the windmill last week, on one side, and there's an airship tower thing on the other side, and then they've got jolly good antiques and collectibles and Facebook contact or something on them, or a phone number or something. Anyway, that's going on this. Now, Mark asked about this at Mark's shed. Sign substrate. This one's sitting here. This is Dibond, which is, you want to call it what you want. It's composite panel. Bunnings call it Alley-Gloss. That one over there is actual real Dibond. I was probably written on the back, printed on the back, is it? No, it's yellow on the back. Probably grotty. We could do the wash probably, but that's Dibond. No, completely unrelated to the airship. Sorry, Bill. Completely unrelated to the Tasmanian one. Separate job altogether. So that's Dibond. This is composite panel, or Alley-Gloss, or whatever you want to call it, which is same stuff. It's aluminium on the outside, and it's polycarbonate, I think, of some sort in the middle, with aluminium on each side. It's quite heavy and it's very solid. Doesn't dent easy. Takes a good finish. It's usually pretty nicely. Sands back nice, or you can rough it up and put a coat of undercoat on it pretty good. This is They call this Vitricor. Yeah, it's written on there, Vitricor G2, which is a honeycomb pattern like corrugated cardboard. This is just aluminium. It's light as a feather, really. Doesn't ship really quite as well as that, I don't think. You put your foot through this and you've got a dent. You put a foot through this and you've got a dent, but it's not really noticeable. So, got these. These are, I think they're undercoat on one side and they're probably gloss on there. Like, I think they're probably shiny aluminium under the sticker on the other side. Like polished aluminium. So, we'll get the undercoat side and there we go. Yeah, it's polished aluminium on this side. Can we see that? Probably not. Yeah, this side's polished aluminium under the sticker, and the other side's just white undercoat. So they're going to need undercoating this weekend if I can find time to do it. That's the next job, and then start thinking about some layout on them. I've got this sheet here, which is 1220 by 900 roughly, or 810 by 1220, because it's a stupid sheet size. I don't know why they make them that way. Why they're not 9 by 12, they're 810 by 1220. No idea why. To give you a bit of an idea, there we go. It's a fairly big sheet. This wants a sign on it. Just a fun sign, because I need the practice. Well, I just need to keep my hand in, and I need to get some stuff off my portfolio. So, very nice Champion spark plug ad in dark blue with an oval racing car pictorial in the middle and Champion spark plugs on it. There's also another one that's divisional through here with Lucas Electrical. It's really nice. I saw that. Something like that. Yeah, 32 by 4 foot. That's really stupid. Anyway. Sign white's different. Sign white is colour bond with white on it. Haven't got any sign white here at the moment, but I've used it quite a lot. It's all right, but you put your foot through it, you've got a mess. It's all right when it's well supported on the back. So, still thinking about what I'm going to do with this. At some point, it's going to end up with a sign on it, and it's probably going to end up with a coat of paint on it, and maybe I cut it in half and do two. I don't know yet. Maybe I do a couple of sandwich boards or something like that. Or it's just a really stupid size, to be honest. Because this is the standard A-frame size. If we look at that, it's 100mm short. So it's no good for that. You've got offcuts if you cut an A-frame out of one sheet like that. So the bunning size, it's a bit stupid. No idea. So that's something that's going to happen at some point. You drop one once, that's a bit of a crash. Anyway, that's what's happening in the sign world. Pretty much. It's all a bit random here tonight. But that's G2 board. I talk about G2 board, you know what that is. That's dye bond is what we call it, but I don't know what that is. It's alley gloss in an odd size sheet, which ain't much use to anyone. What else happened? I advertised and sold the the Centec mill, which is a bit of a pity really, because it's a nice little mill and it would have been very nice to have it set up, but I haven't got room for it. I haven't got time for it at the moment. I'd rather get my big mill set up a bit better. Matt, g'day. Tea and biscuits, hello. So I moved the Centec on. I was probably too cheap on it. I had about 6 or 7 people message me about it, and they all would have been here the next day. But as it was a fairly nice gentleman coming, who actually probably watches this channel. So if you're out there, Chris, g'day. Really nice gentleman come and picked it up. I hope he's given it a good home, because I'm sort of going to miss it. That's the little mill, the little blue Centec horizontal. So that's gone. It's on its way. That money's sort of going pretty well straight onto the portable steam engine at this point. That's what's happening with that. And get that out of the way. So I had a conversation with it. This is all starting to turn into a business podcast, and I'm sorry about that, because there isn't a lot of actual machining happening, and everyone signed up for that. I'm sorry. So far we've covered signboards and projects. We've covered odd size lamp boxes. We've covered a box of random spark plugs. We've covered some jobs on this, and a 3D printing job, and some paint. It's all good stuff. Mostly pretty random, but all good stuff. So hopefully in the next little while we'll get some progress on this little engine. I'd like to see that going pretty soon, and maybe even think about starting another one, but I'd like to get that going, finished. Hence the patterns for the castings. This is the conrod pattern. We've got a little bit left basically in here so that we can split it, and it's got a step in it so nothing turns, like a keyway across it. And I think it's got a bush in this side. I'll probably cast these in brass. It's probably pretty good enough. They need a good rub back yet. And the oiler goes in the end, which I've already made. So it's just a matter of basically casting it, getting one that's half flat, and then machining it. This rocker is very simple. It's got a hole and a bush in it. Goes on a pin. And it's got an adjuster screw in here with a lock nut on it. So there's not much to that really. Little rocker that needs setting. This one is the governing yoke. This is probably the best way to cast this. I think there's a bit more weight in it this way. This needs to be machined down to 332 thick so that back comes off it. And then it's got a hole in the middle that's 9/16 diameter, the same size as that. That's another thing that's probably... Yeah, I think I'll probably put these on back to front. But that goes on... Basically, that goes on the centre of them. Some light. I don't know if that helps. Goes on the centre of the flywheel on the inside, and then there's 2 slots in here for the governor levers and a bolt through each, a pin through each end. So they're the 3 bits that we need to continue on with that. So we'll get them done at some point. There's still bits here. They're marked shed brackets for the drain cock levers. This one's for Dan Elston down in Melbourne, who's got another T-series Fowler. This is a simpling valve lever. He needs one of them. So I've got to get that done. At some point I'm going to have to go up the foundry and get all this stuff done. I've got those castings there that I haven't even looked at, and I've got those castings there that I haven't looked at either, so I'm pretty slack. Anyway. They're all on the list of things to do, but in the middle of all this, I've set a goal that by Christmas I would like to be sort of earning all up $5,000 a month, something like that. Which to older people sounds like a fair bit, and to me, when I think about it, that's a crap load of money. But it's not really. 512s are 60 grand. It's not all that much. And to do it on top of what I'm already earning, to do 65, it's giving away secrets, but really, I probably only need a $500 job a week to reach that goal, and that's where I'm at with that. Is leftover ash in a steam engine acidic and damaging? Probably not so much as where your real issue with it is. I'm just reading the comments again. And Dan would probably chime in with this if you asked him. But where the real issue is that ash holds water, right? And it cements itself in. And if you leave the chimney cover off, or if the chimney cover blows off, or you park it outside and it gets wet and then you don't steam it, you've got some serious problems. To my mind, that's probably most of the reason why you should always ash out and sweep tubes, because once it gets damp, you get corrosion. Water equals rust, like Bill says. Bill's the expert here. Take it away, Bill. That's why I don't like ash. Fairly something that's on the roller to-do list right up the top. Like first job as soon as we can get a mag drill, is to drill the bottom of the smoke box and put a plug in it. And if you've got a drain plug in it, then you can just hose the thing out and it goes out through the lowest point and you've got no more problems. If you've got to scrape the ash out, it's a real pain in the ass, to be honest. So that's where we're at. That's the biggest problem with ash, is that it either ends up down on the fire bars if you go back that way, or it ends up in the smoke box if you go that way. And on a roller, it's not a particularly easy thing to get in there and clean it. So, it's probably a really smart idea to put a 3/4 gas plug in the bottom of a model traction engine smoke box. 3/4 BSB or 1/2 inch BSB or something like that. Even inch BSB, and inch might be a bit big. But if you put a plug in there, then you can just get a spanner and unscrew it, and you can hit it with the garden hose and hose everything out, and everything's clean. Yeah, carpet in the work van's not good either. So, that's where I'm at. So the other bits that this really needs are, can take this off. Don't know if I can take this off actually. I don't know why it went on. This actually should, someone's put this one on the wrong way around. But this flywheel here, the governor goes on the inside and the weights go out through the outside if you turn that round. And those governors move this collar backwards and forwards. Then there's another rocker lever off here. It goes through this little clevis here with a pin in it. And that is the detent for the governor on the push rod here, which runs past here with two little bush blocks to push it. And that pushes the rocker on this exhaust valve. And this one works by vacuum. So, none of these jobs sound like a really complicated thing to finish. Like putting this rocker on here is pretty straightforward. It's got a spring to hold it back, and then it's got a rocker arm on here with a little lever bracket that goes around here, which is fabricated. And this rocker arm here is fabricated out of steel too. And with a piston and conrod in there and some sort of form of good compression, you put all those bits on, it's starting to look like it's going to go. The only other thing it needs then after that, after you've got the governors and push rods and valve gear and piston and conrod in, is spark system and fuel system. Now, got a start on the fuel system. Is it bolted on the bottom? No, it's not. What have I got? I've sort of got a start on the carburetor and air cleaner. So that's probably not a big deal to put a fuel system on it. It's only an A4 page full of little bits. And it's got basically just a knife switch on here on the bottom of the push rod that works, basically shuts and opens and shuts. Well, it's not even a knife switch, it's a set of points. I think it's got a set of points with a spring-loaded set of points so that they pull apart quickly, disengage, and that gives you a spark. So whether you do that or whether you just put a knife switch on it and run a buzz coil on it, but I don't know yet. Anyway, if I got these 3 bits machined and put in place, and the piston casting done and in, that's got I've just dropped all that. That wasn't a good idea. Oh crap. Oh crap. Get rid of that box. Just dropped keep a heap of Allen keys too. The piston's there somewhere. I'll find it in a minute. But this goes in the piston with a pin. I don't think it's got a lock nut in it. I think it's just got nylon on each end. And this is split to go on the crankshaft. It goes on the crankshaft there. So, gearing up to do that. Ordered plugs for these little globes. This one's still sitting on the bench from last week. Ordered sockets for them. So That's another job half done. Launch projects, nothing at all. I regularly come in here and spend a week or spend an hour looking at this thing and deciding what needs to be done next. And I still haven't made any inroads at all into the guard situation. I have decided some stuff about finishing it, etc., etc., etc. Something's leaking, whether it's the oil I'm using or what it is, but it's lifting the paint on the stand here on the base of the lower lathe. So this is something that's happened after 15 years for some reason. I don't know why, but something's drooping there. And I'm honestly not sure what it is. Maybe there's something in the ash band, but it's never been a problem before. But probably when I get this going, I'm going to strip it all down and paint it properly anyway. It's time it was done again. Yeah. Yeah, that's about it. After the finger goes through the gears, we'll fix it. But I don't know what to do about it, really. Put these away because I've got, I don't know if you notice, I've got signboards here everywhere that are going to be, that need sort of some work done to them. We've already discussed that. We can put them over there. We can come back over here. We can find a light, which may or may not help. But the thing that sort of stands out to me at the moment is to somehow put some sort of a flange on here and a guard that pivots with this. I don't feel it's very possible, but probably should do some actual homework and find out what actually works. But I don't know. No. No real idea. You could put something on the other side of this under these bolts or in here somewhere that flips out and is adjustable. But it's a fool of a thing because it's something else you've got to adjust when you're messing around with it, and that's not really going to work. You just want something that bangs on. And I'm coming back to a stud here and another stud out the back sometimes too. So I don't know. Watch this spot. Matt, probably you're right. I'm pinch some orange cones and some danger tape and put around it. It doesn't look terrible like it is, but I'd like to get it sort of half finished before I start finishing doing like surface finish and stuff on it, making a box for it, etc. Could bolt it down here. That's a very valid point, except that when I take it off, I'd like to be able to take everything off, because I have, when this slips off, if it slips off, I've got ideas about other attachments that I'd like to put on there instead, and this just comes off like that, see? Clamp that up and do the lever up. Job's done. could do with a good clean in there too. All that happened was the weed fell out. It's like, yeah. Bill, that's sort of along the same lines as standing on your head, so your Zippo works. Not particularly helpful sort of a way to look at life. Hey, William Henry. Bill at least got that joke. Anyway, I have been going through boxes and cleaning stuff out. I've still got lots to do in here. Have a look. At some point we'll have some lights in here and you'll be able to see. But it's much tidier than it was, and I've got these shelves nearly cleared out, and the stuff that I really probably going to sell or get rid of or remove or something. I don't know. There's a lot of bits and pieces and projects and things in there. Anyway, hopefully I can post this week if someone gives me some idea where I've got to post it to, because that panel swap's actually finished. And I think all the jobs that are all the panels that are coming in are probably done. They're probably still waiting for one or two. I don't know. I haven't really looked. But I think they're nearly all in. So this isn't a bad effort. I'm feeling a little bit more confident about it than I was when I finished it. But it's certainly not. It's not at the top of its class in that particular panel swap by any means. So anyway. So there we go. I did get my Kenneth Wells engine out, and I thought maybe I'll give it a run at some point. That didn't happen this weekend. Probably could give it a run. Didn't happen. So might happen on live stream at some point. Maybe next week we could run an engine. We'll see. It's not really an inside sort of an engine, but we could run it inside, I guess. We'll think about it. We might give it a run next week. If I've got it all ready to go, we could probably light it up. To find something to put down that's sort of fireproof. Bit that aluminium sheet, it'd be good. Anyway, that's it. If you want to buy a sign, look good or great in your workshop, it's up for grabs. Hit me up. Facebook, Instagram. My new website's sort of up and running. It's live. www.ritson.com.au. It's sort of live. It's very basic and it needs a lot of work, and some things work and some don't. Quite a few people have been helpful in working out what doesn't work and what does. It's better than it was 24 hours ago, and in 24 hours it might be better again. But that's something I've been working on this week in all my spare time. And I've got to at some point get some decent pictures of this and this and this and this and this. But I'm not very good at that. Anyway, I might call it, guys. Thanks for tuning in. It cheered me up a little bit. I'm having sort of one of those days. I'm not really feeling it. And tomorrow I've got to go to work and deal with crap. And sort of feeling like I'm chasing another, probably at least another $1,000 this week. this month, $1,000 this month would be very useful on top of the work I've already got. So there's a gentleman I talked to this morning about putting some pinstripes and stuff on a golf cart, which is not terrible, and probably his address and stuff on the side of it. I don't know why anyone wanted an address on a golf cart. It seems like a very good way to come unstuck, but my number one tip on taking a golf cart anywhere is you don't tell anyone where you actually live. But anyway, might be useful if it's parked in the car park at McDonald's or at the golf club or something. But that could be a job too. So that might get us halfway to where we need to be. Anyway, I'm out. Sorry about the whole business talk and hustle talk and stuff, but it seems to be what I do nowadays. And hopefully at some point we'll have some machining to look at. So thanks, guys. Be kind to each other, especially to me. And there you go. Peter's put that up there. And more soon, guys. And I'll be back, I guess. Appreciate you all tuning in.